on this edition of NCBA's Convention Today.
We'll show you what life is like in Kansas for new NCBA President Tracy Bruner and find out about convention and trade show events you won't want to miss.
And now, NCBA's Convention Today with your host, Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to the January 28th edition of NCBA's Convention Today. I'm Kevin Oxner. Thanks for joining us. We're so glad you're here with us at the 2016 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show in sunny San Diego, California. Be sure to tune in all this week for the latest convention news and events. One highlight of the convention is the introduction of the new president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. He's a Kansas rancher with a deep commitment to serving the beef industry. Cattlemen to Cattlemen took a trip to Ramona, Kansas to find out what life is like back home for President Tracy Bruner.
Make a trip through the Flint Hills of eastern Kansas and you just might find Tracy Bruner doing what he loves to do, saddling his horse, riding out to check cattle, and tending to the business of his family's enterprise, the Cow Camp Ranch.
Well, actually, we're the third and fourth and now fifth generations of Bruners farming, ranching, raising cattle here in this part of Kansas. Our operation has evolved into a fairly diversified portion of the beef industry. We have everything from conception to consumption represented in our family entities.
On a daily basis, Tracy leads the feedlot and livestock marketing side of the business, but the Bruner family works together with Tracy and his two brothers as well as their wives and children, dividing responsibilities in a diverse farming and cattle operation.
Over time, we have become involved in genetics and seed stock production, where we raise bulls and females that go throughout the United States. We also have a farming and feeding enterprise that feeds and finishes cattle right here in our feed yard, which works very well with our grazing operation, our ranching enterprise, if you will, that grazes cattle on the native grasses of the Flint Hills. Additionally, we market those cattle through a value-based marketing system that lets us focus on quality, and not only quality of the cattle that we're raising, but the quality of beef that those cattle produce. This helps us to stay focused on the end product and realize efficiencies all through the beef animals production.
Watch Tracy on horseback or working his way through the feedlot, and you can see this is what he's spent his whole life doing, caring for cattle and working to find ways to continue raising the bar and producing the highest quality beef possible.
I was very fortunate throughout my younger years to be blessed with both family and teachers, pastors, even a county extension agent that were very supportive and very encouraging and expected success. Through the years, the livestock associations, both at the local level as well at the state level, have played a strong role in the continuing education that's very vital for me to stay in touch with not only other producers and other ideas, but new technologies and emerging ways to do things better in a more efficient manner. And so that continuing education and that networking with other producers has always been very important to us.
Always eager to learn more and give back to the industry he loves, Tracy has tackled a variety of volunteer positions in the beef industry on both the state and national level. Most recently, he served as an officer of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association.
I am very much looking forward to being president of NCBA in 2016. I'm looking forward to attending as many state meetings and local events as possible, and seeing as many NCBA members at our national meetings. The real strength of NCBA is through its affiliates. We have over 30,000 direct members, but we also represent 250,000 cattlemen throughout the United States through our affiliates. The state organizations, the state beef councils, the breed affiliates, all are cattlemen that are part of NCBA. We truly represent cattlemen and the cattle industry in our country.
In the year he'll serve as NCBA president, Tracy sees clear priorities that can help grow the American beef cattle business.
Trade is a big one. The Trans-Pacific Partnership that has just been negotiated and signed but still needs to be ratified will be a great thing for our industry. Very important for the next generation of cattlemen in this country. It's a good agreement. It will lower our trade tariffs into our best customer, Japan, from 38% down to 9% over 16 years of the agreement.
Beyond the opportunity to grow U.S. beef exports to Japan and other Pacific Rim markets, Tracy says there are plenty of policy challenges ahead as NCBA works to protect cattle producers and their freedom to operate.
We've been pushing back on the waters of the U.S. rule ever since it was first announced several years ago. It's a classic example of government overreach into areas that just don't need to be under federal control. You know, in the second term of this administration, we've already seen an escalation of the initiatives and the use of the executive order to further the agenda of the administration. We're going to continue to need to be vigilant, to push back in places where things like additional monument designations are used, listing of endangered species are brought forward that will encroach on private property rights and the use of public lands that are both so very vital to our cattle industry and our beef production systems throughout the country.
As always, there's no shortage of challenges to face, and in 2016, it's likely that Tracy Bruner will spend more than 200 days away from his home ranch, serving as president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and speaking out on behalf of the industry he loves. He'll do so to help ensure a future for family members growing up on his own ranch and for all those who hope to have a future in America's beef industry.
My hope and prayer would be that as many as possible could enjoy the independent lifestyle, the opportunity to run their own business, to work the land, raising animals, maybe working with their family, providing the high quality food, the highest quality protein that the world knows. I've never been more optimistic about the potential for our industry. With the globalization of economies and new technologies that continue to bring us closer and closer together, all the consumers of the world want to eat better, and that includes our high-quality beef, the premium protein.
On the Cow Camp Ranch in Kansas, I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
And joining us now is the man who will serve as president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association in the coming year, Tracy Bruner. Tracy, thanks for coming to the show.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
That was an outstanding package we just saw about your family operation in Kansas. What else should people know about your diversified operation?
Well, Kevin, the one thing that I think most often about our operation is the fact that it's built on family and family relationships. We enjoy being able to work together. We've got a good mix of staff as well as family involvement. We are in the fourth generation now, incorporating the fifth generation, and enjoy being able to work together. Another thing about our family is that we all have a little bit different interests, and we build on that diversity of interests and specialization, if you will, and by each of us doing what we do best, we're all able to be better on the whole.
It's neat when you're able to use everybody's gifts and talents in places that they have passion for, isn't it?
That's very well said. Thank you.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of cycles, ups and downs in the cattle business over 4 generations in your operation. Tell me this, how would you describe the current state of our industry?
Well, I liken it to a situation where our markets are being influenced by factors beyond our control. Global financial markets in particular have created a lot of uncertainty with the immediate future of our industry as far as prices. You know, the value of the dollar globally is hurting us on exports. But bottom line, I am very confident in the future of our industry because there's so much value in what we do, Kevin. we produce the premium protein product that the world over, and the world wants our product. And so in the end, I know we will be well rewarded, and we just got to stay the course right now through these times that are not uncommon in commodity business.
Right, we've seen this before, haven't we? In addition to fixing those global markets then, what are your other priorities?
Well, you know, we're into a general election year here in this country, and with that comes all the excitement and things that go on in that general election year. You know, we're not going to be able to choose the next administration alone, but Cattlemen can be very active in helping that new Congress that will be seated next year. It will be a Congress that understands cattle and agricultural issues, and so we are encouraging cattlemen to be as politically active and involved at the local level and in those House and Senate races.
That's great. You'll have an opportunity to speak to lots of cattlemen and women over the next year. I would ask, what's one of your key messages that you want to share?
Well, I'm really looking forward to that, because that's the thing I enjoy most about this position, is all the great people that I get to meet around the country. But, you know, my message, Kevin, is usually relates to the opportunity in the cattle business. It is a free enterprise industry, very much, and we're built on that opportunity. And there's opportunity for cattlemen from 8 to 80, and from whether you have just a few cows or several thousand. And there's opportunity in our industry, and that's the thing that's so exciting about it.
Yeah, my son will love to hear that. Thanks so much, Tracy.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about what's happening with NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, you can find us on Facebook. Be sure to like our page, and we'll keep you updated with photos, details on upcoming shows, and much, much more. And it's a great way to connect with other cattlemen and women across the country. So check us out on Facebook. Coming up on this edition of Convention Today, we'll tell you about a cool way you can help support NCBA, plus all the convention events you don't want to miss. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
Hello, Philip Ellis here to invite you to a great event, the NCBA Pack Party on the Pacific and Live Auction. It's happening right here in San Diego on Friday, January 29th, starting at 5 p.m. This event is always a great way to connect with friends and enjoy some outstanding music, food, and fun. Plus, you can participate in the live auction with the proceeds going directly to benefit our efforts in Washington, D.C. So join me at the Pack Party on the Pacific. See you there.
Mosey on down to Music City and the 2017 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. It's the cattle industry's biggest convention, and there will be a special event held at the Country Music Hall of Fame. And you can't afford to miss the huge NCBA Trade Show.
This trade show is one of the best trade shows that is out there. And there's no other place that, for those of us as beef producers, can go to have this much information in one place.
There's no better place for cattlemen and women to learn, have fun, and connect with fellow producers from across the country.
Been able to come and relate with other producers and people within the industry to better help me prepare my farm for the future.
Plus, you can't miss another edition of the Cowboys Night at the Grand Ole Opry. So plan now to mosey on down to Music City for the 2017 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, February 1st through the 3rd. Visit beefusa.org for more.
What does it mean to be an American cattleman? It means you have what it takes where it counts, on the inside. At Ritchie, we understand that. It's what's on the inside that defines us. We share the same values: ingenuity, commitment, sense of pride. These are the values that built this country. They're the values that built this company. Ritchie, proud to be a partner to the American cattlemen since 1921.
Welcome back to San Diego. The Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show is a must for everyone involved in the cattle industry. Joining us now to provide more insight on all there is to see and do this week is Marvin K. Marvin, the convention is just underway. There's still a lot of highlights to look forward to. What would you suggest to our viewers?
Well, what a great welcome party we had last night in our trade show. It's amazing, a lot of fun. And how about Robert Irvine? You want to talk about a high energy man and a guy that really celebrates beef like we want a chef to do. But there's so many things to do here. You know, Thursday we've got the Cattlefax Outlook session. Very important as we deal with market volatility and things like that, for people to really understand what the next 6-8 months look like. Also get an update from Art Douglas, kind of understand what that weather patterns are going to look like that are going to impact cattlemen. So that Cattlefax session is really important. We have a lot of committee meetings going on, and then tonight, Thursday night, guess what? We are going to the Midway. What a great celebration of our military and our history and the United States of America. And then guess what? Friday, more meetings, trade show, great trade show. And also
Martina.
I
can't wait.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So we've had a couple of years of record-setting attendance, Marvin. What are the numbers looking like this year?
Oh, Kevin, you know, what a location in San Diego, and the Cattlemen are coming. You know, we are well north of 6,500, and you know the numbers are changing so rapidly. But you know, I think at the end of the day, we're going to wind up with probably about 7,500 folks here, which is fantastic. We have not been to this city since 1992. Wow. So, you know, we were kind of projecting. We want to be a little conservative about where these numbers landed, but, you know, by far they're exceeding our expectations.
You know, you mentioned the trade show opening last night, lots of activity. What are you hearing from folks that are walking through that trade show?
A couple key things is how many like new product launches that are going on, and all of the farm equipment. Everybody loves climbing around on all that brand new iron, and you know, dreaming about that new tractor or that new baler.
And some pretty good deals they can get here.
Absolutely. And then just the new technologies that are available to cattle producers, whether it's animal health products, animal ID products, all of those things. I mean, they get to see and do it and talk to the experts. Everybody who's really bringing that stuff to the market, they're here.
You bet. And it's not too soon to start talking about 2017 back in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, I tell you what, it's the most popular destination for this industry, Nashville, Tennessee, February 1st through the 3rd, 2017. We have got some fantastic things already in the work in Nashville, so people need to plan their breeding schedule out a little bit, Kevin. Don't breed those cows too early this summer, because you want to make sure you get home from Nashville before you start dropping baby calves on the ground. But it's going to be a great time, in a great city. We've got a lot of experience there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, thanks, Marvin. We look forward to a great week ahead. As Marvin told us, tonight is the big Stars and Stripes USO show on the deck of the Midway. It's a special gathering just for convention attendees and their families. The fun starts at 7 p.m. and it's sure to be an event people will be talking about for years to come. Don't miss it. There's plenty to see and do here in San Diego. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Russell Nemitz joins us now with a closer look. Russell?
Well, thank you, Kevin. This finds us out on the NCBA trade show floor during the annual convention, and we're lucky enough to have a very special guest with us. We have Mark Davey with John Deere. And Mark, today we're going to talk about your 825i Special Edition John Deere Gator. Talk about why we have a special edition.
Sure. Thanks, Russell. We're glad to be here, first of all, as partnering with the NCBA. And this new special edition is all about listening to our customers. We went out and talked to some of our customers that are ranchers that own XUV 825i's today, and they told us that they were looking for better ways to carry their supplies, livestock supplies, and be able to carry tools to work on equipment. And also, they're out early in the morning and late at night, and they need lots of lighting. So we've designed some new things into this special edition model for model year 2016, and you'll see those here on the showroom floor in our new XUV 825i Special Edition. It's got integrated toolboxes with each side of the toolbox has a different style of toolbox, so you can have a top drawer opening on the driver's side, and you've got a side door opening on the passenger side, so you can have a variety of ways to store different things in this vehicle, and still plenty of room in the back of the Gator to haul things. Up front you can see the LED lighting, so it's a much more powerful light, longer lasting by about 250 times of what we had with halogen lights in the past. So we're really excited about being able to come with something that meets those customer needs.
You know, this is the official utility vehicle of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, and we'll just kind of wind things up talking about what it means for John Deere to be able to partner with the NCBA and offer its members such a wonderful piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's great to be partnered up with the NCBA. I mean, we're proud to be in this for a long haul with you guys, and being the official vehicle really means a lot to us. I mean, our roots are in the ag business, and Cattlemen here at the show has certainly done a lot for John Deere, and we hope to be able to continue to do a lot for them and providing them great solutions and equipment to run on their operations.
You know, we thank you today for joining us on Cattlemen to Cattlemen, Mark.
Yep, thank you, Russell.
All right, again, for folks wanting to learn more about this 825i Special Edition John Deere Gator and the partnership and the official utility vehicle of the NCBA, just visit beefusa.org. With that, Kevin, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Well, thanks, Russell. This is a city that sits on the shore of the Pacific Ocean, and as a result, there's a strong local fishing industry. The seafood here is about as fresh as it gets, and we learn more about that from Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Brian Baxter.
On the waterfront in San Diego, the crowds gather each Saturday morning to do a little shopping at the market. The Tuna Harbor Dockside Market, that is, where fishermen bring their fresh catch.
This is run by fishermen, for fishermen, and directly to the public. The idea is to sell your fish directly to the consumer. And we figured out we had 3 million people here in San Diego. So we thought the customers were there. And everybody always asks, you know, if I come to San Diego, where do I buy fresh fish? Direct off the boats. And I said, there's no such thing. It doesn't exist. So we started this, and the very first day we started it, 1,500 people showed up. And we had no idea to expect such a crowd, and so we ran out of fish.
Pete Halmay is a diver who gathers sea urchins for sale at the market. He's been fishing here since 1970 and helped get the Tuna Harbor Dockside Market started. It's grown rapidly, and now 17 fishermen are on the dock each week.
A day like today, we have 22 species of fish. And since we have an El Nino coming, we're starting to see a lot of tunas. So we have everything from the lowest forms, from skipjack to all the way to bluefin tuna. And we now have a place where we can cut it up, because at the beginning we sold whole fish only. So people had to buy 30-pound fish. We had my favorite story is a guy came down with his bicycle, and we sold him a 30-pound tuna, and we taped it to his bicycle, and he rode off in the sunset.
Like cattle ranching, fishing is the kind of work that becomes a way of life, and there's often a desire to continue that life as a family tradition.
And we have second, third generation guys. The sons and daughters are coming down here to the market, you know, which they never got that intensively involved in their father's operation. And now my son is here, and a lot of other sons and daughters work at the market. And so you're involving the next generation, which in ranching it's a lot, you have more of that because you own the land, you have the thing. But here you don't own anything except the boat.
Pete says fishermen and cattle producers share other characteristics. For both, a life spent working outdoors with nature imparts real skill in caring for natural resources.
You give them the problem and ask them to solve it. And it's the same with everybody that spends a lot of time out in nature. They understand what the issues are better than anybody else. And so you say, we got a problem with this. How would you solve it? And you get a group of fishermen or ranchers together, and they could come up with some great ideas.
Just a short walk from the San Diego Convention Center, the Tuna Harbor Dockside Market offers a unique experience for cattlemen and women with a little extra time on a Saturday morning. And if you buy some fresh fish, Pete says there's a way you can get it cooked up for you the same day.
Here we have an arrangement with the hotel here that the people can come and buy the fish here. So when the guys are coming to town, take it over to the restaurant and have them cook it up. So they choose whatever they want and have it cooked for them. So it'd be great to have those guys. And if a few of them want to have a beer or so on, I'm their guy.
Alongside San Diego Bay, I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Coming up on this edition of Convention Today, we'll tell you how you can party while helping NCBA's efforts in Washington, D.C., plus all the convention events you don't want to miss. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the 2016 NCBA Legislative Conference in Washington, D.C. It's your opportunity to meet with key congressional and federal agency influencers and let them know where cattlemen and women stand on critical issues that impact the cattle business and our way of life. Make plans to be in Washington, D.C. April 12th to the 14th for the 2016 NCBA Legislative Conference. Together, we can do more. Details at beefusa.org.
No storm is too powerful for new Purina Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, formulated with ultimate weather resistance. That means more minerals in the feeder and available to your cattle. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals provide more consistent intake and balanced mineral nutrition to optimize herd health and breedback rates. See the difference at your local Purina dealer or visit cattlenutrition.com. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, another way Purina is building better cattle.
What does it mean to be an American cattleman? It means you have what it takes where it counts, on the inside. At Ritchie, we understand that. It's what's on the inside that defines us. We share the same values: ingenuity, commitment, sense of pride. These are the values that built this country. They're the values that built this company. Ritchie, proud to be a partner to the American cattleman since 1921.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
Welcome back to the January 28th edition of Convention Today. We can't all run for office or travel to Washington, D.C. to speak with each representative and senator, but you can have an impact on the future of the industry by contributing to the NCBA Political Action Committee. Joining us now with a closer look into NCBA's PAC is Florida Cattleman and PAC Chairman Jim Strickland. Jim, tell folks just a little bit about some of the goals of NCBA's PAC.
The goals of the PAC are to keep our way of life and to represent us in Washington. And I think every time somebody talks about NCBA and the importance of NCBA, the number one thing on their lips is representing us in Washington, D.C. The money that we raise for the PAC accomplishes that goal. We have to have that money to elect those officials which hold dear what we hold dear. That's land rights, water rights, our historic heritage that we have. So we fight really hard in Washington, D.C., but you can't fight hard unless you have the PAC helping those.
Coming up on election year, it's going to be critically important this year. You have a special event planned this week in order to raise some money. Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, we have like the coolest event going on here in San Diego, and it's called the PAC Party on the Beach. And if you look around the convention center, you'll see a surfing cowboy on a big wave, and J.D. Alexander is my co-chairman. Both of us are frustrated beach boys. So tonight is, Friday night at 5 o'clock, we're going to have an auction, and we're going to be auctioning off a lot of items. Alaskan hunts, bull credits from Gardner, a turkey hunt at my ranch, a lot of different items that you can come bid on, and we want you to come to the party. But
there's a special item, is that right? Particularly for those other beach boys out there.
Yeah, for the other beach boys out there, which I think there's probably a lot of frustrated beach boys in the middle of our country right now. We have a surfboard with the logo, with the PAC logo that we have here in San Diego, and that's an idea of NCBA staff because I got one for Christmas.
Wow.
So they thought it would be great. We're going to be auctioning that off Friday night. That's going to be the special item. So please come by the NCBA PAC booth in the trade show and look at everything we have. You can also bid on a lot of other items every day at the NCBA PAC booth that won't be for sale at auction. And by the way, Superior Auctions are the ones that are facilitating this. I want to say thank you, Superior.
That's outstanding. Now tell us this, for folks who are not able to make the Friday night get together, are there other ways that they can contribute beyond these other auction items in the convention center?
Absolutely. You can go online at any time. We have a plaque project. If you want your ranch brand and your family, if you will, on the wall of one of the finest offices in Washington, D.C., that's NCBA. And when your congressmen, women, senators show up, they're going to see that you are supporting. We have that plaque project. We also we have any number of donations. It will take any donation.
So that was my question. What size of donation is appropriate?
We will easily go up to $5,000 a year.
Great.
Easily $5,000 a year. But I'd appreciate any amount of money. If a small child gives me $20 because she wants to save her family ranch, that's just as important as that $5,000.
That's outstanding. Thank you so much for your leadership. We'll look forward to a fun week with NCBA's PAC.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. As Jim mentioned, Friday night is your chance to party while supporting NCBA's Political Action Committee. The Party on the Pacific runs from 5 to 7 in Exhibit Hall A. In addition to food and drinks, there will be an auction with proceeds going to support the NCBA PAC in Washington, D.C. One of the popular stops at this year's NCBA trade show is the ride and drive area, where cattle producers can get hands-on experience with equipment they may want to add to their operation. Recently, the folks from Kawasaki hosted a ride and drive event in Texas to introduce the newest addition to their lineup. We learned more from Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Brian Baxter.
Ranchers are always looking for tough, dependable equipment, and the best way to see what a machine can do is to get out on the land and put it through real-world challenges. That's what Kawasaki did as they introduced their new Mule Pro DX side-by-side at an event in North Texas.
First of all, they're the fastest, most capable mules we've ever made. So top speeds on the gas models are up to 45, on the diesel models they're up to 30. So they have a sense of power to them. Comfort is another huge factor. You know, these machines, when you ride them, the turning is effortless. The ride, all the jolts from the ground, this machine absorbs it. In terms of durability, one of the Kawasaki traits, we really put a lot of focus on making this the most durable product out there. In fact, if you go back and ask some of our previous owners on previous products, they'll tell you these machines go forever, they're tried and true.
Mann says the Mule Pro DX side-by-side can be accessorized in a variety of ways, and he says the machine has the power to tackle most jobs on the farm or ranch.
The torque on this machine is 38 foot-pounds for the diesel engine. In fact, the diesel engine is really known for its torque. And it's not just the level of torque, it's really the quality of the torque that it provides in the operation of the vehicle. A lot of the reason why customers prefer diesel are for the reasons of the engine torque. Engine torque's a huge factor, so if they're using this vehicle for a lot of heavy pulling, heavy hauling, a lot of steep climbs with hills. The diesel's a better fit for that because the engine's much more robust. It can handle the extended usage at higher loads. And the other big thing for cow-calf farmers, or farmers in general, are the fact that we have expanded capabilities with this machine. So we have 2,000 pounds towing capacity and 1,000 pound cargo bed hauling capacity. So that's on the one row fixed configuration. That's the Mule Pro DX. On the Mule Pro DXT, which is our trans version, that converts from one row to two row in less than a minute. That machine has 1,000 pound cargo capacity if I'm carrying 3 passengers, or if I have it configured in the trans mode with 2 rows, that would carry 6 passengers and 300 pounds cargo capacity. So those things are really why this machine is so much superior than previous models.
Mann says Kawasaki customers can also take pride in the fact that their Mule Pro DX side-by-side was assembled right here in the U.S.
This vehicle is developed for America. We've been in the business making side-by-sides since 1988. In fact, we were the first people to come to the market with a side-by-side on a production basis. So they've had 27 years to refine product, 27 years to refine the manufacturing processes. They have some very special processes that are unique to Kawasaki that adds to our durability, but also makes for an effective performing machine.
I'm Brian Baxter reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
For more information about Kawasaki's complete lineup of products, visit the website kawasaki.com. We've already told you about some of the great things to see on the trade show floor. Now let's check in with our Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter, Candice Weeda.
I'm Candice Weeda for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, and we are here with Mark Upton on the NCBA trade show floor. Mark, I know that Central Life Sciences has a big presence here. Tell us about the value of being at this event for you guys.
Well, every year the National Cattlemen's Convention is just a great place to be. There's no other place that you can come to see all the new things that have been introduced to the cattle market, from all the nutritional suppliers products to equipment to the drug companies. It's just a great place to come and learn what's new. Not to mention seeing old friends and making new friends. It's just a great place to be. And what better location than San Diego in the middle of the winter? The weather's beautiful.
It sure is. We've got lots of sunshine. So I know that you guys have a lot of things to talk about that is going to be exciting for cattlemen and women. What are you here to talk about? What can people come and learn about here this week?
Well, we as a company, we mostly deal in insect control. And so as we know, horn flies are a terrible problem for cattle. We've got great products at a pretty low cost to try to eliminate some of those problems. We're just really anxious to bring that information to the producers and try to help make them more profitable.
Well, very good. I know that we'll have a lot of people stopping by your booth this week. Now, there's a big party going on Thursday night, and you guys are proud to sponsor that on the USS Midway. Tell folks what they have to look forward to at that event.
Absolutely. We're really excited about this. It's a lot of fun to partner up with the NCBA to bring this party to everybody. It's actually going to be on the USS Midway. What better place to have a party? It's the Stars and Stripes USO show. There'll be tons of activities on the boat. Flight simulators, just a lot of fun out there. We really invite people out to have a good time. It's kind of towards the end of a long, busy week. Time for everybody to let their hair down and have some fun.
Yes, well, I'm sure that people won't want to miss that event. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm Candice Weeda on the trade show floor, and we're going to head back to you, Kevin.
There are so many great events going on this week at the 2016 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show, and we want to make sure you have all the details so you don't miss anything. Here's a look at the Convention Today calendar.
Trade in your boots for sneakers and take on a fun 5K in sunny San Diego. Start Thursday morning with a friendly 5K run-walk with your fellow Cattle Industry Convention attendees. All ages and abilities are encouraged to participate. Start the day off with a better understanding of the cattle markets. The CattleFacts Annual Outlook Seminar begins at 7:30 a.m. and will explore what factors influence the profitability of your operation and provide a look forward to what cattle, beef, and feed prices might look like in 2016 and beyond. Head to Ballroom 20 for this can't-miss event brought to you by Purina Animal Nutrition and Zoetis. The trade show floor will be open to the public today from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Be sure to swing by the live demonstration area where cattle handling experts Kurt Pate and Ron Gill will teach methods to improve gathering, penning, chute work, and working on horseback. Plus, there will also be free beef quality assurance training throughout the day at the demo arena. If you need to stay connected during your stay in San Diego, the NCBA Technology Center, sponsored by Micro Technologies, has you covered. Not only will you have access to computers, printers, and charging stations in Lobby F, but NCBA staff will be on hand to provide help and answer any questions you may have. Stop by room 33 from 12:30 to 2 p.m. for the DC Issues Update. NCBA's Washington staff will provide updates on everything happening with Congress and the administration that has the potential to impact the cattle business. Head to the trade show floor between 4 and 6 p.m. for the Sun, Surf, and Sip Wine tasting reception. This event, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim Vet Medica, will showcase selections from the Golden State's top wineries. Wrap up a day of meetings with food, drinks, friends, and fun at the Stars and Stripes USO Show. This event, sponsored by Central Life Sciences, starts at 7 p.m. on the deck of the USS Midway. This once-in-a-lifetime event on the historic Midway features an action-packed collection of flight simulators, games, activities, and entertainment you don't want to miss. On Friday morning, be sure to make it to Exhibit Hall A at 7 a.m. for the Best of Beef Breakfast, sponsored by Rabo AgriFinance and Mariel. This award ceremony is a chance to honor the cattlemen and women and cattle industry partners who go above and beyond to make the beef industry successful. Right after the Best of Beef Breakfast, head to Ballroom 20 for General Session 2, sponsored by Bear Animal Health. It starts at 9:30 a.m., and it features Rob O'Neill, a former Navy SEAL team leader, who will share his inspiring message built on more than 400 combat missions across 4 theaters of war. Don't forget, Friday night will feature outstanding music at the 2016 Cowboy Concert Series in Ballroom 20. Convention attendees will enjoy an exclusive performance by country music star Martina McBride. Sponsored by Bear Animal Health, the concert starts at 8 p.m. Following the Cowboy concert, dance the night away at the Red, White, and Brew After Party. This event is also sponsored by Bear Animal Health and runs from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the Ballroom 20 foyers. You can stay up to date on all convention information by downloading the smartphone app made just for the convention. The app contains the schedule of events, exhibitor listings, weather and market updates, maps, and floor plans for the convention center and area hotels.
Thanks so much for joining us for the January 28th edition of Convention Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow with the latest from the 2016 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show right here in San Diego, California. Have a great day.